So, hello, people. Somewhere in Mexico, Cozumel, Mexico, to be exact. And we had a conversation with one of the locals here. And so I asked him about his ancestors, the Mayans. And I asked him, I said, what happened to your ancestors, the Mayans? And he said, well, there's still some people over there in the Mayan area that are still there and that speak the Mayan language. He said, I said, well, what color were they? I said, were they dark skinned? And he said, yeah. I said, black? He said, yeah. I said, like the Africans? He said, yeah, we're one people. He said, you're my sister, see? And he put his arm up to my arm and said, see, we're the same color, which we were the same color. I said, oh, okay. He said, we're all one people, we're the same. I said, well, what happened to your people, your ancestors, the Mayans, then? And he said, there's different stories that's circulating. He said, but there's still Mayans over there. There are people over there that speak the Mayan language. He said, when the Spaniards came in over here and colonized the area, they mixed in with the Mayans and created the mestizo. And that's where you get this color and the change in the hair. Mestizo are mixing of the European Spaniards with the locals, the indigenous of this land. When you look it up, you'll see that. He said, but we were dark, real dark. And I said again, like African people? He said, yes, we're one people. So I asked him, I said, what about that sun god? I can't remember the name of it. I said, what about the sun god over here in Mexico? I said, because they have a sun god in Africa, an ancient Kemet, referred to as Ra. He said, yeah. And he started telling me about another part of Mexico. And he gave me the name. It's the same thing. It's the sun god. He said, different name, but same thing. So when you begin to venture out of your four walls, especially out of America, you begin to learn a lot, see a lot, and start putting pieces of the puzzles together, because we know that history right now, as it's told, is told by those who won the war, because it was a war. Doesn't necessarily mean that that story that has been told by those who won the war is true, and 99.9% of that history isn't true. But so many people believe that it is true, but it's not. So when you venture out of your comfort zone, out of your four walls, and just start talking with indigenous people, and just having an honest conversation with them, you learn a lot. You really learn a lot. So I thought that was a very interesting conversation. Comment that he made, that we are the same people, that his ancestors, the Mayans, were black, dark-skinned, he said, like Africans, and began to get lighter when the Spaniards came and started mixing with the indigenous Mayans. Let that sink in for a moment, people. Let it sink in for a moment, because we know that they went around the globe doing such thing and colonizing indigenous people. Remember, Africa is the motherland. Africa is the mother of all of us melanated people. Remember that. There's a lot to be unfolded. A lot to unfold, rather. There's a lot to be uncovered that needs to be uncovered. And it's coming forth, because we have been told so many lies, so many historical lies, so many religious lies. And we're living in an age now where all of these historical and religious lies are being exposed. And it's up to the individual to go within themselves, to seek the truth and know what is true, if you really want the truth. I am a truth seeker, whatever that truth may be. And I've been on this journey for quite some time. I don't know it all, and I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot to learn. And so that is why I refer to this as my journey, because so much has been stolen from me. You know, my history, my culture, my language, via the transatlantic slave trade, when they took my ancestors from Africa and brought them over here into the Americas. And we know that majority of our people came via the Caribbean into the Americas. That's historically documented. So they don't have a lot that they brought directly from Africa over to America, but they came through the Caribbean. So I want all of my Caribbean friends, family, to know, my Haitian friends, I have Haitian friends, we're one people. And I often tell my friends that are from Haiti or the Bahamas or wherever they may be, because I have several Haitian friends, several of them, and I just tell them we're the same people. It's just that our ancestors got dropped off at a different location. The boat dropped your ancestors here, and some ancestors there, but we're all one people. But they want us to think that we're different and want us to stay divided, because a house divided can never stand. And it's more melanated people here on this earth than it is non-melanated people. So if the majority of the melanated people come together as a whole, what does that mean? Have a good day, people.